What's good, Eric Thomas? Shout out to everybody. Shit, I honestly, I forgot I forgot for a minute that I was even about to live stream. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's just I just wanted to go live real quick, and this was on the fly while I go pick up my son real quick. Um, so I just figured I'd go live. Um, Shout out to Eric Thompson. What's good? 1-0. Oh, Cuts. What's good, Cuts? Um, yep. Shout out to all you guys, and hope everybody's well and swell. And it was a dope live stream last night on Laz V channel. So just LAZV. Wise and Laz was on there for a minute, and then I jumped on, and also Roofacast um, was on there as well. So you already know it was a beautiful stream, and just bouncing ideas and knowledge off each other. And So, check that out if you got a chance. Shout out to Laz for that. Wise, sparking, always sparking me great thoughts, from everybody. And also, I forgot his name. Was it New? Shout out to him too. He was on there. Cuts was on there. Stopped in for a few minutes. And then, yeah, shout out to New, sharp, smart, intelligent brother right there. Oh, he's live again right now? I didn't even know. I don't get the alerts. I do not get the alerts. So shout out to him. I'm not going to even be on long. So, um, you know, Wise been uploaded some pretty good videos, and it just, like clockwork, always sends parallels. And then, um, you know, the research starts. And, the Khazarians, right? It's they've they've ruled it out. They've ruled their existence out. They said that they're an extinct human race, which I don't believe that. I don't believe they're an extinct human race. You know, um, I believe they're hidden. They're hidden in all walks of life across this globe, or the flat disc, whatever you want to call it. I do believe that they still exist, and um, it's a pretty interesting thing as we see what we see unfolding in the Middle East. And like the title says, the Khazarians, from the Silk Road to the Belt Road. And now things start to make more sense when you see what's going on in Ukraine, why Ukraine was chosen, why Ukraine uh, is in the position that it's in. Why are we all praying for Ukraine? It's really, you don't see to pray for Israel as much as they're, back, as much as this nation backs Israel. It looks like they back Ukraine more than Israel. I'm just saying. But it makes you wonder, you know, if because if America was set up to fail, right, collapse, it's just was set up to go where it's headed, right? Then that would only mean that Israel was set up to fail also, and that's been a big smoke screen. And at some point, the Jews of Israel will have to relocate, and it just might so happen that they will relocate in Ukraine. Because if you don't know the history of the Silk Road, okay, which the Khazarians had a huge economic stronghold on the Silk Road. And it just made me start thinking, like, God damn, the Silk Road, the Belt and Road. I'm like, holy shit, they're forming this thing all over. They're trying to form this thing all over again, or position themselves right in the middle again. It's really interesting thing. I'm gonna be breaking it down in a more detailed video. I just wanted to talk about it right now. Um, but from the Silk Road to the Belt Road, it it, it it looks like history is repeating itself. And oh damn, it's a car crash. Okay. And and it's forming again. You know, it's forming again. And it could be, the whole new world order, or it could be this was something that wasn't in the playbook. Um, and the reason why they need to go into Ukraine and do what they do to Ukraine is because that area is going to be the new, a new land, new Ukraine. It's really interesting, you know. And when you see the players involved, you see what's going on, the conflict, the pressure from this nation, right? Which we could theorize that the elites, some of them are descendants of the Khazars, which I've talked to, I've built with some Muslim people from them regions, and they know that these people are the ones pulling the strings, the Khazars. It stems from the Ottoman Empire. And the Ottoman Empire is the one who basically destroyed the Silk Road trade. And this is why the Europeans turned into colonizing other lands. It was good, Daniel. And when you look at all this Belt and Road, it's like, damn, this makes all the sense in the world. So I mean, the Khazarians were Jews, right? What type of Jew? That's a whole other ball. That's a whole video, whole long video, right? They had power um, in that region, which is where Ukraine is today, where Khazaria was, where right where Ukraine is today. You know, now it starts to make more sense. And Israel could just be a smokescreen, and whatever attack will cause a migration of the people of Israel, the Jews or whatever, to move to another land. And that land would be Ukraine, because in history, Khazaria was a place for, um, it was a place for, check this out. Check this out, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. All right. So, all right. Now, check this out. Now, Khazaria, right? You're talking to the Rolex wearing, dominating, get still, we are doing, living the life, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding down this stuff. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm trying to find one of my notes from my video. Um, I mean, the Khazar, it literally was a state based around modern day Ukraine. All right, and it was a It was a Jewish state, right? It was a Jewish state, right? And their notoriety stems from their capability at thwarting Islamic groups from extending their reach past northern the Caucasus, acting as a mediator of goods between the Silk Road and Europe, and as a counterbalance between the Byzantine Empire and the Islamic empires, right? Think about what's going on now, and think about why that area, okay, needs to be occupied. It's one of the main roots of the Belt and Road Initiative. Main roots, right? It's one of the main roots. Turn this shit down. Of the Belt and Road Initiative, which people don't give a fuck about it. You know, they care about everything else, but this shit is literally right there for everybody to see what the hell they're doing over there. But anyways, think about all of this, you know, this Belt and Road, this BRICS nations, all this stuff connects the entire world and all its cultures, right? That's something that they don't want. You know, that's something they don't want, you know? Makes you wonder, you know, what is really going on? You know, they push all this New World Order shit. New World Order. They got us thinking, everybody, oh, the New World Order, New World Order. Yeah, it'll be a New World Order, but they portraying a New World Order to you different from what they're trying to do, right? So, also, this area was a safe haven for people that were exiled, refugees, um, you know, people who were, you know, exactly what you see the agenda pushed. You know, this was a safe haven for people. So when you look, I got it all in a video. When you see what this place was, it's literally they're playing out the same exact script, creating all this anti-Semitic, all these different things, all this, you know, all this rhetoric, you know, for a reason, you know, to accept a place, you know, because let's face it, nobody is gonna go for a Palestine takeover. I mean, yeah, they're doing that, blowing it up, doing all that other stuff, but it could be a deeper hidden agenda to where, you know, okay, it leaks into some type of war, and then now Jewish people got to flee. And you know, U.S. and all these other nations back Israel, right? Where are they going? That place is small. You know, people got to flee. You know, like remember Afghanistan, all them 747s or whatever got over there, and people had to flee. Where are they going? Them all the people probably fucking all them people are probably in goddamn Ukraine. You know, forgot about that. What's good, Bamboo? They probably in Ukraine. You know, so um, yeah, I did a video on this, and you know, I got a lot of you know, stuff for this video, but yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that a little bit because you can see, you know, the same story is unfolding literally right now. Same exact story. It's unbelievable when you look at the Silk Road, the Khazars, all this stuff. It's and where they went. You know, they fled to Germany. All right, what came? We already know what happened in those regions. They fled over. They fled, you know, all these different directions. You know, fled into Africa. I mean, this is just what they did. And they were a big major player in the trade in that area. So I'm just saying, where, because you got to think, if the Jews or whatever are such big players in the world and the New World Order, like we always talk about, you look at the Belt and Road, man, they got no power way over there in the goddamn corner over there. They don't got no power really in there. They're just like everybody else. So they would need another landmass that is in an area where they can do the same type of shit that they've been doing. You know, that's why they abandoned in the United States. Think about it. The United States is only collapsing because the job is done. They don't need the United States anymore. Ain't that, what do they need it for? They need to go over there. So if you look at it, it's like motherfucking business. The fucking owners left the business. It's just running on autopilot till the shit runs out. Them motherfuckers is over there. You know, they over there. They is over there trying to set up shop for that whole, thing they got going over there. The New World Order. Not what we think the New World Order is going to be. The New World Order. Back to Eurasia, you know, just like it was before. They called it Eurasia. Now it's going back to Eurasia, so it's interesting, man. It's really interesting. And, this whole, uh, this whole Ukraine thing, Russia is attacking Ukraine. And I mean, it's just, it's shit that we have no clue about, you know. If this is what it was, it's the same war that's just from way back in them times, you know. It's good, eyes on the audit. It's the same war from way back when, you know. And what is it? Kiev, right? Kiev. Hold on. And right where they're warring at in Kiev is that's where they were. So and they talked about, I remember this came up like back in 2022. They're like, oh, it's an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, about the Khazaria. They don't exist. They're extinct people. Yeah, you sure about that? You know? You sure about that? So, yeah, just some interesting things that, Wise was talking about. And you know, I was like, wow, damn, that shit, just like, whoa, damn, that man, I see it clearly, you know. And when you look at the nations, you know, where they stem from, I mean, even Libya, and we were talking about this last night, even Libya, goes back to their control, stems out of the, Ottoman Empire, you know, and it's a lot, man. It really is a lot, but it's a different kind of new world order, you know. What we're being fed a new world order is, it's a different kind of a new world order, and you actually can see it, you know. Um, it's not as planned as they would have liked it and they how they portray it to us, and it's mad ice. Because if it was what it was, a new world order, there would be no Ukraine conflict. We'd be in plague mode still. There wouldn't be any. It just, it's because some people say that, oh man, it's all scripted. It's good. The new world order, everybody's in on it. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. It's just, oh, they got a kid. I don't know, man. You know, there's something going on in Ukraine that somebody's battling over, and when you throw the Khazarians in the mix, I mean, what other conclusion can you come to? You really can't, because hey, they probably like, yo, this is our land. We knew we was coming to get it back. That whole Palestine and that Israel, that was just a front. That was just some other shit. I mean, what? Israel has only been a state not a long time. So, and then there's a set of Jews that can't, they're forbidden to go to that land because of what has been done to the land. They don't believe in that. I believe it's the Hasidic. I'm not sure. The Hasidic Jews, they sitting back just waiting for their land to open up, and it ain't Israel. You know, it's not Israel. Go watch some Hasidic Jew videos. It's not Israel. That's not their land. Others are claiming that land. That's a Zionist, whatever's going on over there. It's like, yo, what is really going on? You know, what is really going on? You got a Zionist, or you start peeling back the layers. You got, you know, people always talk about the Jesuits. It's all the Jesuits. Man, fuck these Khazarians was out way before some damn Jesuits. You start looking back to who people actually are stemming from. You're like, yo, these people just moved and infected other areas. They just blended in. They just like boom, scattered, blended in, and now they coming back. And this is why Ukraine, like, it doesn't even make any sense. There's no sense that anything makes a Ukraine except for that's where the Khazarians used to be. So somebody's fighting there, and there's some action being taken there, a position. When the Belt and Road Initiative and Ukraine and that area's position, and that for this is all factual, that when this whole Mr. 19 kicked off and this Ukraine war crap kicked off, what happened was they deliberately flooded refugees into, when the war kicked off. Oh, that slowed down the Belt and Road. All right. So what did China come up with? Well, we'll go around it. We'll go up through, I forgot what country is above Ukraine. So they did that. And what they do? They flooded refugees up. That's where they flooded all the refugees up there from the threat of war to slow down the Belt and Road even more. All right. It's something going on. We ain't being told. We're being fed some bullshit, you know? So, that's where my mind's been, wise and the turn the damn gears on again, and that's where my mind's been, doing some research on that and going way back, on the way back. And the shit starts adding up. You start seeing that, damn, all these fucking leaders in this area were shit. These motherfuckers stemming from the Ottoman Empire. These people over here are from the uh, what is it? The the Church of England. These people over here are from what is the other one called? Um, what the hell? Not the Ottoman, not the the what is it? The Turkic, you know, the Turkics, not the Turks, but the Turkics. So what is the colors were at that time? Semi nomadic Turkic speaking people. Yeah, they were in Khazaria. They were a part of the Silk Road. They were a major player in the commerce, and it was a midpoint. They were good at fighting off. Who else? Who other than Muslim? Who do they want these Jews in Israel to fight? They want them to fight Muslims. These are the same shit. Who's been attacked as long as we known it? The Muslims, right? Think about it. And you go back into Jewish, they don't match up, doesn't make sense. But when you look at the Khazarians, because they were Jews, right? It's 100% they were, you know. And then you get people don't know there's a lot of Jewish people in these Middle East areas, you know. But again, you got Jewish and you got Jews. There there's Jews who don't call people Jewish. See, that's another play on words. So, you know, but it definitely is interesting. There'll be a lot more to come, and the face is going to show itself. You know, the face is going to show itself. You start going back. You look at Zelensky. You start going back. You start peeling back, and you know these people go out of their way to. When you start looking up stuff about the Khazarians, they go out of their way to throw that shit under the table. Oh, they're an extinct. The fuck, a human's gone extinct like that. What is wrong with that? There's no way anybody could buy that bag of bullshit. Humans ain't go extinct. They just dispersed. You know? And that's what they said. They dissolved and they went into, Judaism and Christianity and Muslims and Buddhists and, all this other stuff. And this is where a lot of the control actually comes from, you know, and understanding the Buddhism and Hinduism, that shit, that's how it spread through the Silk Road, and they had a plague back then, the Black Plague, Black Death. They had one. What you think that was? That ain't nothing but some goddamn sorcery, magic, and witchcraft. That's all that was. So, and then you get into the caucus, the people of the caucus, you get into, you know, all kinds of shit, man. And what do they call white folks? Caucasians. Where the fuck that come from? They call it Asia. Everything's all lined up to a certain group of people, right? America, Canada, Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, you know? So, and then guys, look into the USSR. Oh man, you look into the USSR, man. Oh my God. That is a piece of history that they don't want us knowing nothing about. But every time you go researching the USSR, that shit just that shit everything starts to make sense. You know, that's one of the most untalked about things in history that you never hear about. You never hear about the USSR, and that shit was so big. The Cold War, Russia. That's where the whole Russian boogeyman shit came from. You don't hear nothing modern day talking about Russia and the USSR because they don't want people to go back and research there. You, I mean, you go back and research USSR, that shit is mind blowing. It truly is mind blowing. And they want us to stay far away from that. It is actually really, really hard to find information. I'm a researcher. I'm a very good researcher, so it doesn't escape me. But if you're surface level researching and you're looking for shit about the USSR, good luck, because you're gonna have hard times. You're gonna find like shit we learned in elementary school, and that is it. Because man, I learned a lot of shit when I researched the USSR years ago. But when Wise got my gears turning on the Khazarians, guess what popped back up? USSR. And yeah, man, it's really it's interesting, man. Oh, there's Wise right there. What's good, Wise? What's good, my brother? Yeah, I'm talking about you. Got my gears turning. I text you this morning. Sorry about the long ass text, but I woke up, but my mind was just downloading information like, yo, this shit makes sense, man. You know, and it makes sense why they in Ukraine. Nothing else makes sense, but that makes sense. The Khazarians and Ukraine and the history and what they're about, it's exactly the same shit to a T. Ain't nothing different. And this is their opportunity to get back into the commerce game and keep the stronghold because all those areas in there are already conquered by them. Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan, uh, Saudi Arabia, all this shit over there, they already got it. That's why I told you they don't give a fuck about no goddamn Israel. Israel was a smokescreen. And I believe that when war breaks out, it's all about protecting Israel. Oh, they're gonna have a ceasefire so the Jews can get out. And where are they going? They ain't coming to America. They going to the new Ukraine. This they plan, man. This is their plan. From the Silk Road to the Belt Road. The Silk Road, the Khazarians was at stronghold, a huge stronghold on commerce and their ability to fight off the Muslims and uh, um, the Roman Empire, all this shit, man. They was really good at what they did. They did, and it was a safe haven for a lot of cultures, a lot of exiled people, a lot of refugees. I mean, it really all begins to make sense, man. Just go research the Silk Road with the Khazarians, and then the Ottoman Empire. You know, and now think of fast forward today of what's going on. Why is Russia over there? They're just having a proxy war through Ukraine. Like, yo, we're gonna duke it out, but it's gonna get out of control soon. So you're gonna have to tell your children back in America what you really up to, motherfucker. All our people know what time it is. All our people over here in the Middle East know what y'all doing. Yeah, they got the Zionist label on it, but shit, you're gonna have to tell the American people sooner or later what y'all doing over here. You can't keep doing this shit and getting away with it. So this is what it is, man. As soon as China made all these moves to reform this initiative, and like I said, I don't think this ain't the fucking plan. This is not the New World Order plan that George Bush had. Might be, because he might be descending from these fucking people, and they're about the commerce side. But this shit ain't going to plan because it's a battle going on. The only battle that makes sense is this strategic ass location. Because if that's the case, we already would have been in whatever agenda we in because there is no resistance anywhere. So somebody's putting up some resistance somewhere. And ain't no motherfuckers with rocks and goddamn uh Molotov cocktails gonna stop fucking militaries. And they don't need to make it look like a god. They could just come say, bitch, get down, lay down. This how this shit gonna go. And that's it. You know? Yeah. You see that? That's exactly that whole shit don't even make sense now when you look at it. Why the fuck they in Palestine? Well, that shit was a smoke screen. You know? They ain't because the Belt and Road Initiative doesn't have anything to do with goddamn. They would the Israel would not have any piece of that pie. They're over there. They just would be like, look, hey, y'all in the zone. I mean, get in where you fit in. You're too small, too weak. Your boys over there in America can't stop this. So what you gonna do? You either join or what? I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, it's just how it's gonna go. Oh damn, there's all the deer. You know. And I believe that was a smoke screen, man. Something ain't right. Because the true place they're trying to get to is Ukraine. Makes sense. Why is everything pray for? It's Ukraine flags everywhere. But this conflict, ain't I don't see no play for Israel. I see some Israel signs here, but not like they propagated Ukraine. That means there's some serious power. So they got people chanting. They got the fucking. I mean, it's an infection. People got Ukraine tattoos. People got bumper stickers that are now permanently stuck on their goddamn cars. Like, what is this? Every building in America has Ukraine, government building has Ukraine flags next to American flags, probably signifying like, yo, this is the next strength right here. This is the next superpower right here. We're done with you, America. This is fucking Kmart is no longer in business. The owners left the building. This bitch just running to the bitch just burned. There's no more fucking oil. The last bottle of oil is in the machine. Ain't no more oil left. When the oil runs out, that's it. She gonna crash and burn. But we over here now. Shit, we about to start this up brand new from the ground up. We about to build a whole goddamn. Ukraine is big as fuck. That's not a small place. Ukraine is huge. And guess what? All the little nations around there are huge. All wide open. You know, they're big. United States is small. Why is the United States small? Because all the cities are in small places. Really, if you look at the United States, ain't nobody fucking here. They say 300 million. Okay, let's just say 400 million people. All right. 200 million of them children. So 200 million working people. They don't care. That's like a goddamn hot dog stand compared to Walmart. A hot dog stand is selling goddamn corn on the fucking cob. They ain't even got hot dogs. That's what America's like. That's what they're looking at. Like, yo, we don't need anything over there. We don't need anything over there. Canada, yeah, we could fuck with Canada because we could build a fucking bridge and connect that bitch. But we don't need nothing in America. Leave that shit alone. And hey, this nation, they didn't see it going this way. And they're like, nah, fuck that. We about to okay, we're back. We're about to battle it out again. All hands on deck. It's gonna be a world war. Last man standing wins the motherfucking prize. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me, guys. And that's just my opinion. I could be out of my rabbit ass mind, you know. One of the Bush members, Nazi soldier too. I mean, think about it. We're these people leaked right into Germany. Boom, there you go. Say no more. These people, their claim is, when I'm doing my research, I'm like, yo, they talking about these people are extinct. What the fuck? That people don't go you don't go extinct. You know, they ain't get extinct. The motherfuckers don't do right. So it is what it is. That's just universal law. They don't do right and shit happens. And they gotta, keep it moving. So exactly, third Rome, Ukraine. But thanks for what you call it? Thanks for getting the gears turning and shit, But man, that shit is interesting, man. So anybody go in, do the research, just research Silk Road, the Khazarians. Boom. You go down a huge ass rabbit hole. It goes all different kind of directions. And then it starts saying like, damn, this shit makes sense. So this is why this shit popped up over here. This happened over here. This thing happened over here. This over here. And, all this other shit. And then look up China's Silk Road, because that was China's Silk Road. And then you'll see how things formed. And one thing you got to do when you're researching, right, is the dates. All right. The dates are not, you got to remember the calendar was switched at a point in time. All right. And then that calendar was switched in a point in time. So the times are all fucked up. So if you're going to try to figure out times and all this, it just ain't going to work. It's just not going to fucking work. You're not going to be, it will be a waste of fucking time. You're going to try to figure out, the timelines, the dates, and all this other shit. You got to go and go by the histories of the empires, of the battles. That's how you got to look at it. Of the wars, you know, of the battles, the wars, the conflicts, um, nations. When nations formed, you got to look at old maps and be like, "What the fuck nation is that?" I mean, it's really tricky. Like, man, my mind was going in because I went to the old maps and you look up Khazaria, then you look up nations around it. You look up, areas around it where they were. A lot of the shit is even repositioned. You're like, this don't even look like this area. The maps even look different. Just like if you look at the United States, way back when, it looks totally different. The shape and shit like that looks way different. So, um, yeah, man, it's real interesting, man. It really is. It really, really, really is interesting, man. And then if you look up China's new Silk Road and the Belt and Road, and then you look up the BRICS, you'll see when China actually rekindled this, idea of reforming what was theirs before. It was their Silk Road of route of trading before. Why it was silk? Because silk was one of their number one textiles was silk. Think about all the Chinese clothes, that their emperors and shit wore. Silk was like gold. Silk was their thing. It was their gold. So it was a big a big thing with trading. So yeah, it's a lot, man. Oh man, so it's pretty dope, man. But yeah, part Ukraine too. There's some savages. Yeah, man. You look back at these people, man. You know, yeah, man. These people that and look at people that come from that area. I know some people. I know some people from Kazakhstan, Turkish people, Russian people, um, Yugoslavic people, Romanians. Shit, man. These motherfuckers, and it's in their DNA. These motherfuckers are tough, and they grind, and they you could you start to when you have a certain understanding and an energy and a overall insight on connected with the universe. The ancestors will show you when you look and you look and you search for things and how things fit like a puzzle and add up to you. You're like, yo, this shit, it really makes sense. And then you look at empire like China. They weren't in too many wars at all because they're just not built like that. in wars they were in, look who was with them when they were in those wars. Because Asian people, just like Mexican people, you know, what's all the wars in Mexican was with the motherfucking the fucking colonizers and shit. It's just they're not built for fucking combat. But when you look at the motherfuckers who doing all this rap crazy ass shit, these motherfuckers are built for like they're just built for fucking physical, they're just built like that, man. They be in the trenches in the cold, built tough, could take a blow, can take it. I mean, those were the most powerful fucking um empires and armies. That's just is what it is, man. You know? Same thing with Africa. You start looking at Africa, the demographic of the Africans and their bodies and shit like that, because they're built a certain way, man. The universe has created. I don't know what they. I don't know, but it's created humans to be. It's almost like uh a perfect kingdom of energy, frequency, you know, everything, vibrations, everything, man. You know. So yeah, it's really interesting, man. So it's just my little talk on, it got my the wheels turning. But pay attention to this shit. Pay attention to the news. When you see them talking about Ukraine, you can see what they're talking about and where they're getting with all this. Um, where they're going all with all this, and why Ukraine. Just look at a map, and that's another thing that always starts to make sense when you look at the map. The bombing in Yemen. You know, it's just a warning, like, yo, you join this shit, it's gonna be some problems for you. You see, we blowing up all this shit around here, you know, and Iran, Syria, yeah, we know you guys in, we coming for you too. But guess what? They're fighting back, and it ain't looking too good. It's not looking too. Ain't got enough U.S. occupation force, enough drones, and all that other shit. China hasn't even mobilized a single fucking human being for war yet. And China has billions of fucking people. You know, this is what they not telling you. You know, China ain't going to war. China's not going to war. War would be brought to China, and China would have to retaliate. And unfortunately, we're in a nation of psychopathic narcissists who want to control everything. And for some odd reason, people say, "Oh, Putin's this, Putin that." But I don't know who the fuck's behind these people. I have no clue. But there's a conflict. People say, "Oh, they're just making it all theater. It's all this is just how the new world order. They got to make it look like this." Oh, what? And then you got the Christians saying some other shit. And you got, like, you got the conspiracy there saying that this and that. It's like, no, look, we got to look at what is going down and on. You know. So I'm about to get up off here. But shout out to all you guys, man, for jumping in real quick. But that's all I really wanted to talk about. More to come on all that, and hope everybody stays, you know, safe, blessed, and well. And I'll talk to y'all later.